Live streaming is on.
Okay, guys, good morning. I hope everyone had a nice holiday. What we're going to do today, you guys, is we're going to do a little review. I thought this would be a good place since we haven't been in class in a couple of weeks, is to just do some addition and subtraction review this week. Some of this might be really basic for you guys, which is good. It's always good to review. So we're going to start with just some two-digit division. So if we have 57 plus 78, okay, you're going to add the 7 and the 8, and you're going to get 15. And the thing you're going to need to do is carry the 1 from the 15 up here. Then you're going to have 1 plus 5 is 6. And the 6 plus the 7 is 13. So we're going to get 135. Okay. So one thing you guys can do if you struggle with organization is do columns. And I'll show you that one here. We'll do 88 plus 45. And what you can do if you have to is you can just do something like that to make sure you're carrying the number in the right place. So in this one, we're going to do 8 plus 5. That's 13. We're going to carry the 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. And 9 plus 4 is 13. So we can get 133. You don't have to do that. It's just a way for you guys to stay organized. Let's do one more 2 division. Then we're going to start doing some 3 division. We'll do 45 plus 15. Okay, 5 plus 5 is going to be 10. So you're going to put the 0 there, carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 1 is 6, 60. Okay, so we are going to basically we're going to do 3 digits. So if we have 817 plus 887. Okay. This one I'm going to put the columns just. And it's up to you guys. You certainly don't have to do this, but some people it makes it a little bit easier. So we're going to do 7 plus 7 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 10 plus 8, is 10. We're going to carry the 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. Plus 8 is 17. So you're going to have 1704. Okay. Let's do one more here. We'll do 596 plus 150. Okay. We've got 6 plus 0 is 6. The 9 plus 5 is going to be 14. And thing you're going to remember is carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So that's 746. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, we're going to do 4 at once. And everything's exactly the same. Sometimes when you guys see like 4 numbers, people get a little nervous, but don't be. So if we do 817 plus 887 plus 293 plus 908. Okay. Now it's exactly the same thing, and I'll put the columns here. Okay. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 3, 17, plus the 8 is 25. So we'll put the 5 there. We're going to carry the 2 up to this column. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 8 is 11, plus 9 is 20, plus 0 is going to be, this is going to stay 20. So we're going to put the 0 there. We're going to carry the 2. 2 plus 8 is 10, plus 8 is 18, plus 2 is 20, plus 9 is 29. So 9 is going to go there, and we're going to carry the 2 over there. So 2905. Okay, so it's exactly basically the same thing we just did. It's just with more numbers, and the thing is just remember to carry over to the next column. All right, so we're going to do some subtraction now, and I'll post some of these to get a little practice later. Okay. So we'll start out with 88 minus 76. Okay, 8 minus 6 is 2. 8 minus 7 is 1. Pretty basic. But what I want to do now, we have to carry. So 36 minus 19. Okay, when we look at this one, 6 is smaller than 9, so we have to borrow. Remember, if we're looking at, this would be the ones column, this would be the tens column. So what I'm going to have to borrow, I'm going to have to borrow 10 ones from that. It's going to make that a 2, and now this is 16. So 16 minus 9 is going to be 7, and the 2 minus the 1 is 1. So remember, whenever you have a smaller number in any column, you can always borrow from the next column over. So in this case, we're borrowing from the 10th column. We're going to borrow 10 ones. So this 6 now becomes 16. Okay, let's do another one we have to borrow. We have 57 minus 28. We look again here, we're going to see the 7 is smaller than the 8. Okay, so we're going to have to borrow 10 ones from the 5. So that's going to be 4. And now this becomes 17 minus 8 is 9. And the 4 minus the 2 is going to be the 2. Okay. All right, so we'll do one with 3 now. Let me see if I can find one we have to borrow here. Okay, 823 minus 399. Okay, so this one we're going to have to borrow twice. But let's just focus on the first one. So the 3, it's smaller than 9. So I'm going to have to borrow from the 2. So that becomes a 1, and now this becomes 13. So 13 minus 9 is 4. But now I look, the 1 is smaller than the 9. So I'm going to borrow from the hundreds. So that's going to be a 7. That's going to be a 1. So that's going to be 2. And then the 7 minus 3 is a 4. So that's going to be 424. Okay. Let's do one more. So 924 minus 554. So this first one we don't have to borrow. 4 minus 4 is going to be 0. But once again, top number is smaller than the bottom number, so we have to borrow. So that becomes an 8, and that becomes a 12. 12 minus 5 is going to be 7. Then 8 minus 5 is going to be the 3. So you get 370. Okay. Let's do one more, and then I will post some of these so you guys can just do a little practice. We'll do 653 minus 459. Okay, so we're going to see, you guys, that the 3 is smaller than the 9. Okay, so we're going to have to borrow. So that becomes a 4. This becomes a 13. So 13 minus 9 is 4. But now, look, since we borrowed from the 5, it's now a 4. And the 4 is smaller than the 5, which means we're going to have to borrow from over here. So that's going to become a 5 now. That becomes 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. And then we're going to do the 5 minus the 4 is the 1. So it's going to be 194. Okay. So remember, you guys, the biggest thing about borrowing, it's when, like, if we have like 24 minus, we'll say 17. Whenever the top number is smaller than the bottom number, you're going to have to borrow from the next number over. Okay? So in this case, we borrow, that becomes a 1, that becomes a 14, and we're going to have 7. So whenever you see, when you're doing a subtraction, that top number is smaller than the bottom, it means you're going to have to borrow from the next column over. Okay, so that's it. Like I said, I will post some of these in practice. Some of you guys, hopefully this is a piece of cake. It's just review. We'll do a little more review the next couple of days before we start anything new. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.